Hi, welcome to our third week of Soul Food online, and today we're going to make a nice, simple, easy chicken chasseur. The ingredients should be already in your bag for you. We've got some chicken breasts, skin off. The tomato sauce we're using is what you made last week on the demonstration, so a nice rustic tomato sauce, and then we're going to add some onions, some mushrooms and some herbs. Really simple to make. We're going to serve this with whatever vegetables came in your pack. It's some with broccoli, some cauliflower, some got carrots, green beans maybe. We're just going to boil them vegetables, and we're going to serve it with some crushed potatoes. We're going to add a little bit of Dijon mustard, some crushed potatoes and parsley just to bring out the flavour. So first of all, we're going to get our chicken on the go. So we need a really hot pan and a touch of olive oil. Now we're just going to seal the chicken breasts into the pan, and then we're going to add our mushrooms and our onions. So while that's heating up, I'm going to slice some mushrooms, nice and easy. If you've got big mushrooms like this, the best way is to in half and then lay it flat like that. It just makes it easier than wobbling off the table. So the mushrooms are there. Again, we don't wash the mushrooms. Again, think about your right knife and your knife skills while we're doing it. Look at the claw, no fingers exposed, and just work off the knuckle of your hand while you're slicing. It doesn't have to be as quick as this. It can be as quick as you want it to be. So we've done about 4 mushrooms there, and then we're just going to slice an onion now. So I've already peeled the onion. Now there's 2 ways to do this. So you can cut it in half, and if you want nice round slices, we go with the grain like that. Again, and then just chop the end. Now if you want dice, small dice, keep the onion. What we do is don't go right through, just go little sections like this, but don't go right through the end. Then we cut through the middle like that, and then when we slice down, you'll have nice fine dice. Lovely. Right, so now that's done, let's get the chicken in the go. Remember, wash our hands if you're dealing with raw chicken. So the chicken's going in, left side down. We're just going to seal this on each side for a minute or 2, just to get a bit of colour. Okay, while that's doing, we're going to chop our potatoes. So again, we'll use a small knife, chop our potatoes, and whatever size you want these, we're going to crush them anyway. Skin on, potatoes. And then we're going to boil these for about 20 minutes when they're done. You can do these early, make sure you cover them in water. Okay? I'm just going to flip the chicken breast over. Just trying to get a little bit of colour on there. Just bring that over. I could probably do with a tiny little bit more, but I'm going to keep that in there. So I've got some stemmed broccoli. These will just go in a pan with some boiling salted water. Tiny bit of olive oil, bring out the flavours, and they'll take probably about 10 minutes on the boil. Right, chicken, flip back over. Let's get that colour on there. Right, now I'm going to throw the mushrooms and onions in the pan, because we want a bit of seal on these as well. And I'm going to chop a little bit of parsley, just nice and rough. Again, just to bring out the flavours. Now there's different ones you can use. You can use flat leaf, you can use curly parsley. You can even use thyme or rosemary, really nice to bring out the flavour of the chicken. So whatever herbs you've got, and remember the saying, if it's dry herbs, put it in a little bit earlier. Right, you see that there? That's about the colour you want. Just get a little bit of colour on. And the veggies are sealing away nicely. You won't get this, but the smell is already fabulous coming out of there. So the chicken breasts, however how many you've got, depending on the size of your family, is going in there like that. Then the veggies are going to be poured on top. And what we're going to do, we're going to put this in the oven at about 180. But first of all, we're going to put the tomato, the chasseur kind of sauce on top. So we're going to put that on there like that. and we're going to bake it in the oven with this sauce on top, and we're going to save a little bit to the end. Pour that in. So it's nice and covered. If you get a close-up of that, that's how it should be looking. Like I said before, tin foil on, and then we're going to bake that for about 180 for about 40 to 45 minutes. Just make sure it reaches core temperature of above 75 degrees, okay, if you have a probe. Now, the carrots, you're going to make this look a bit restauranty. So I've peeled the carrots. There's different ways we can cut our carrots. Straight through like that, it's called Vichy. If you cut down like this, and then across, you can do battens. This is your preference. But what I like to do is, I like to have little strips of carrot. Is there somewhere? So when we're plating up, we can make it look a little bit posh when you get your friends round. So all we do is discard the skins, and then we're going to just take some big long peels, carrot peels like this. And then you get the curlies like that, put them in. Again, hi, welcome back. As you can see, all the food is now cooked, so the chicken looks lovely there in its pan. One little tip, there's about 5 minutes left to cook. Just take the tin foil off, give the sauces a stir, because the juices that have come away from the chicken have mixed in and incorporated with the tomato, so to get them working together gives it a real good flavour. New potatoes were about 20 minutes and 10 minutes each for the carrots and broccoli. While we're letting the chicken rest, I'm going to crush the potatoes. As you can see, we've just drained them off. We just tip them back into the pan, just make sure there's no water going in there, okay? About a level, decent teaspoon of Dijon mustard. You can add whole grain mustard, you can add horseradish sauce. You don't have to add mustard at all. Just one point to get across is, if you add in mustard, you're actually incorporating an allergen into the dish. So a bit of Dijon mustard, some chopped parsley, a twist of salt, and a twist black pepper. Now we're not mashing these, all we're doing is crushing them. So with your potato masher, gently go in. You don't need to put butter on, because the Dijon mustard will act as a softener, a bit like the butter does. So as we're going in, as you can see that, yeah, we're just crushing. And when I from now, the heat of the potatoes and the Dijon mustard, woof, makes your eyes water, but it's really, really tasty. And that is about all you need to get to that consistency. Okay? So, when that's done, we're going to get a bigger spoon. And to plate up, we're going to do one, just kind of quenelle in the centre of the plate, like that, of your crushed potato. Then we're going to get a chicken breast. And we're going to kind of lean that against the top of the potato like that. We're going to put the sauce on in a bit. So with your broccoli, we can spread these around. If you've got any other veggies, that's fine. So we put them there nicely. Now we've got carrots two ways here. We've got our battened carrots, and we've also got our ribbons. So the ribbons can lay across on top like that. And I'm going to finish this off with a bit of rosemary. Just lay a couple of leaves of rosemary, one on top, one on the side. And just to finish off, to give it that beautiful French taste, we get our lovely chasseur sauce, all that chicken juices, the mushrooms, the onions, and we're just going to put this around the plate. Yeah, just to get them flavours all around. Now you can use as much or little as you like. And there we have our chicken chasseur. If you don't want it to look like that, we can put it all on the table and let the family dig in. And that's good. Soul food lesson number 3. Hope you like the hair. See you next time. going to make a basic tomato sauce, and this is going to be the base of most of the things that we're going to do for the rest of this week, whether you use it for pastas, for pizzas, for curries, etc., all sauces. This is what our base is. Don't worry if your tomatoes are going a little bit spongy like this, perfect for this kind of job. So first thing we have to do is blanch these tomatoes, because we don't want the skin in our sauce. It's all right for a chutney, but when we're doing a sauce, they kind of get a little bit bitty, get stuck in the teeth and all that. So the core, we remove the core. So like all our other soul food lessons that Father Gavin and I did at the cathedral, correct knife for the right job. So a paring knife or a small veg knife, yeah, and you see that, we need to remove that core. And all you do is put the point of the knife in and just turn round, and then we just remove the core. You need to go in about a third of the tomato just to remove that core, and then it's removed like that. The next thing we do is with a larger knife, just do a little cross, just go in just below the skin on the top like that. Okay, and that's how we're going to blanch our tomatoes. So when we blanch, I've got some already blanched here and one that's ready to be peeled here. So we have a pan of boiling water on the stove, and then a container with cold water at the side of it. We place these in probably 5 or 6 at a time into the boiling water for no more than 15 seconds. Any more than that, they start to break up. Once the peeling starts to come off, like that, we take it out into the cold water to refresh it. And that's what blanching is. And all we're doing, we're starting that off so it makes it easier for us to peel. Like this, and then you just, where you've crisscrossed at the top, just a nice easy peel until all that comes off right at the bottom, which it will do when you get to the core at the bottom. It'll just all break off, and then you've got your peeled tomato. So discard the peelings, we don't need them anymore. The next thing we do, in the other ingredients that are in this basic tomato sauce are onions, white usually, but I'm going to add a little bit of red onion just to give it a little bit of sweetness. Most people use red onions for salads, and cooking use white onions, but if you mix a little bit of both, then you're onto a winner. So we've got white onions, we've got red onions, we've got some garlic, and we've got some parsley. If you want to just make this for pastas, you can put basil, thyme, rosemary, things like that in there, but we're just going to do the base. We're going to use it for different things like curries and that, so we're just going to use parsley. This will stay for a couple of weeks fresh if you get it from your supermarket. Right, so on your stove, I'm using this as a base, we're going to add a little bit of oil. Within this oil, any old garlic I've just chopped up and put in there, and then you've got some garlic oil straight away. Tiny bit of oil, a little bit more garlic, so I'm just going to bash this, probably a couple of cloves for this, and get rid of that. And all we do with the garlic, we don't want to be crushing it and stuff, we just take the skin off, palm of the knife like that, take the skin off, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and then all we're going to do is just put a couple of cuts through it, and that's going to go straight in there. All this is going to get blended in the end, so don't worry about having a little bit of chunks while the cooking process. Same with the onions, we don't need to chop them, we need to get these in first, so just cut them in quarters like that, white and red. Make sure your pan's quite hot as well, so you can hear that sizzling away nicely. So we need to cook out the onions. You've got to make sure these are cooked. So if you want to cut them smaller, it's up to you. But also in the process, we need to break down the tomatoes as well. So all that's going in there nice. Give it a bit of a stir. If you're putting any dry herbs or spices in, we can do that now. I'm going to add a little bit of chili flakes just to give it a bit of zing. We like hot food in this house. So that's gone in. Yeah, just remember that any dry herbs and spices need to go in at the beginning. If you're using fresh, you can put it in towards the end. Right, tomatoes, while that's cooking, we're going to chop our tomatoes. Again, halves or quarters, it doesn't really matter, because it's all going to be blended at the end. So our blanched tomatoes will be going in. As you can see, they're getting all squashy. Yeah, these tomatoes are coming towards the end of the shelf life, so not to worry, this is perfect. Once we start getting our tomatoes ready, let's get them in there. And then we're going to cook this down for approximately 5 minutes or so, and then it's ready to go. If you want to add a little bit of red wine, if you're just using it for pasta, this is the time to add it now, and all that loveliness will come out from the oil. Right, so when we've got our tomatoes, if you can see them, they're just breaking down now. The onions are cooked. Yeah, this is now the time. Beautiful smells coming out. We're going to add our parsley. In you go. So any fresh basil you've got, that'll be added then. Parsley's great for the base of any sauce. Bit of pepper. And some salt. If you don't want to use salt, if you want to go the healthy way, you can put a stock cube in there. We'll give it a nice bit of vegetarian stock cube. Yeah, bit of salt to bring them flavours up. And remember, when you're seasoning, you can always add, but you can never take away, so don't put too much seasoning. Right, then we're off. Don't worry if you haven't got a blender like this, you can use a hand blender, you can use a potato masher even. But obviously this is going to give it a little bit more of a smoother finish. So we pop all that beautiful sauce into there. Once that's in there, lid on, and then we blitz. Best way to blitz this is on pulse. If you've got a food processor like this, you'll have a couple of speeds, but you'll also have a pulse button. So if you pulse it, and depending on how rustic you want it, if you like a little bit of chunk in there, you can leave it at that. Or if you want it smoother, you can make it a little bit smoother. But that is fine for any sauce because the onions will be beautiful in there. Yeah. And then obviously decant it into whatever dish you want. And then we're going to have a little taste. So no double dipping, spoon in there. Perfecto.